here you are, another year wiser. Hey, we are letting go of all of this stuff that sucked, and we are embracing the new. Hey, howdy and hello humans. Welcome back to my house. I hope you are well. Today, we are going to talk about birthday magic. Now, I made a TikTok about this last year sometime. It wasn't 2019, so it must have been last year, sometime around my birthday. And I've re-uploaded it 2 times since then because it seems to do well. People really like to learn about it, but I only had 60 seconds at the time to make that video. So today I have the opportunity to discuss birthday magic at great length. Hopefully not too great length. No one's gonna sit through a 40-minute video about birthday magic. Somebody might, but you probably won't. So today we're gonna talk about birthday magic, what it is, what you can do, why you would wanna practice birthday magic, and everything in between. So buckle up, get you a piece of birthday cake, and let's get started. So the thing about birthdays, when we become an adult, sometimes they seem like a nuisance, like, oh, I'm getting older. You're reminded more and more every year of your own mortality. But with every year, you get a little bit wiser. You learn some new lessons, and you know what? You made it another trip around the sun. You might be a little worse for the wear, but here you are, another year wiser. Yes, older, but still wiser, hopefully. A lot of people do rituals and spells around New Year's or even Samhain, because some people celebrate Samhain as their new year. So there's a lot of new beginning, fresh starts, breaking old habits, starting new, better habits, things like that around these times of the year. Now, we know, like the whole thing, like how New Year's resolutions, most people don't stick to them and all of that. It can be hard. You set these goals for yourself. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of reasons why we tend to fall off of those when we make them. My personal belief is one of the reasons is that we're not doing it right. We are not creating these intentions for ourselves at the correct time. Now, granted, you can set intentions and set goals any time of the year. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying. Don't let me say things the wrong way and come off as me being like, you can only set your intentions on a certain day. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that your birthday is a very powerful time in your life. Now, why is that? Because when we think about our year, we now go by this Gregorian calendar where January 1st is the beginning of the year and December 31st is the end of the year. And for our calendar year, that is very true. But for us, really your year ends and begins on your birthday because that is the day you entered the world. So that is where your life in this body, on this planet, having this experience, that's where it began. So although our calendar year may start on January 1st, your cyclical year starts on your birthday and it ends the day before your birthday. So that's why this is such a powerful time. This marks the moment you were brought into this world. You took your first breaths and you started this journey in this body, in this experience on this planet, in this lifetime. And gosh, you've come a long way. Look at you now, baby. So during this time, reflecting on our lives is very powerful because we are magical beings. I'm a magical being. You're a magical being. Everyone is a magical being. We're not special for practicing witchcraft. We're all magical beings. And this time of year is extremely powerful for reflection and setting intentions and new goals. In my opinion, this is the most powerful time to do any of that, especially big, large goals, like a lot of the things that people set for their New Year's resolutions on New Year's Eve. So what are some things you can do around this time? Well, one is reflect. Reflect on your life. Reflect on the last year. Where have you been? How have you grown and evolved? What's changed? What have you learned? What has changed for the worse and what has changed for the better? And what can you change moving forward? And what can you not change and just need to accept? These are just important things to do around this time, is really reflect on yourself. This is your time. This is your day. And let's say like maybe you're a twin and you share your birthday with somebody else. It's still your day for you. we all share birthdays with people, but it's still, this is your day. This is your time to reflect on yourself. So that being said, obviously, when it comes to birthdays, a lot of times we're busy. We're having parties. We're like living our best life. We're treating ourselves or whatever. You don't have to do this on your actual birthday if you do not have the time. You can do this in like the weeks or days leading up to your birthday, and you can also do it after your birthday too. It's like this time around the time around your birthday is still very powerful. You don't have to be like doing something on the exact time and moment you were born and the doctor smacked you on the butt and said, it's a whatever. I think when we are doing things in a calendar year sense where we're like saying goodbye to the last calendar year and saying hello to the new calendar year, we're doing it with everybody else. There's this collective effort like, hey, we are letting go of all of this stuff that sucked and we are embracing the new. We are going to start new habits. We're going to do new things. We're going to experience this together. And I think that's great as a collective. But there's also a time to do it on your own in a solitary fashion. And so what are some other things you can do? We've talked about reflecting on your birthday. What else can you do on your birthday? Well, a lot of people like to do rituals during this time. They've reflected and now they're doing rituals because at the end of the day, it is totally 100% okay to honor yourself. We talk about honoring deities and the elements and the seasons and the moon and the sun and all these things. Do you know that it's okay to honor yourself? Look at you. You're amazing. You've come so far in life. Look at all the things that you've survived and you've lived through. Like I said, doesn't mean you're not battered and bruised, but you've survived and you're here right now. That's amazing. Life is hard and it's fragile and it's precious and it takes a lot for us to get to where we are. So when you make it through another year, you're like, wow, I did that. Honor yourself. You can do a ritual to honor yourself and also give thanks to you and anything else that you want to give thanks to, whether it's the universe, your deities, whatever. Just giving thanks like, hey, thanks for helping me get through this. Thanks to me for getting through this. Thanks to me for being strong. That's totally okay to like really pat yourself on the back and acknowledge that you did this. Something else you can do is you can cast a spell. Every year on my birthday, I do a ritual. I honor myself. I pat myself on the back. I do all that stuff. I give thanks to all the things I feel I need to give thanks to. And then I also cast a spell within this ritual. And this is one of the only times I really do a bottle spell because I really want to hold on to my intentions and what I'm trying to accomplish for the year. So I will do a bottle spell. It's usually a pretty decent sized bottle or jar or whatever I have on hand. And I will put everything in it to symbolize the things I want to accomplish in this coming year and the things I want to release from the previous year. And I may have pictures, I may write down words, sigils, put herbs, crystals, whatever in this jar or bottle, and then I seal it. And then I usually keep it on my sacred space, my altar space for the year. And then when my birthday rolls around again, I will take the previous year and I will bury it. And if there's things in it that are not safe to be buried, I will take those out and discard of those accordingly. But I will, empty the contents. I will open the bottle and I will empty the contents and I will bury them. Again, as long as everything is safe to be buried. Like if I put salt or something in it, I know I can't bury it at that point, but I don't usually put salt in my spells, so that's not usually a concern for me. I try to always be mindful of how I'm going to be discarding my spells after the fact, so I try to be mindful about what I'm putting in them. So things like that. So that I will bury them and return them to the earth, and I will give thanks for everything that I accomplished. And and if I didn't meet all my goals and I didn't come through with all the intentions that I set, I don't beat myself up about it. And you shouldn't either. Like I said, life is hard and sometimes we just lose track. And that's okay. But that's why I like doing the bottles or jar spell for this, because it's sitting there and it's always a reminder of how far I've come and what I want to accomplish. And that's just something that can be really strong and powerful during this time. But if you're just not into all of that, at the very least, seriously, congratulate yourself for coming as far as you have and for doing all the things that you have done. And if there's things you're not proud of, or if you're like, this is the worst year of my life, still congratulate yourself for getting through it and just acknowledge all of that. Give yourself permission to forgive yourself for anything that you need to be forgiven for and try to right any wrongs that you can right in the following year. It's a time to reflect, but this is your time. So like I said, You can't necessarily do it on your birthday. That's okay. Do it before your birthday. Do it after your birthday. It's still a very potent time magically for you because this is your new year. This is the marking the beginning of your journey in this life. And that is something that should be taken for granted and should be acknowledged as a very powerful and magical time. I hope this answered any questions that you may have about birthday magic. Any additional questions, or if you think I didn't cover something, let me know down below. Let's chat about it in the comments section. And as always, if you like this video and you want to see more of my content, go ahead and give it a like, subscribe, and click that bell so that you never miss one of my videos. I've got a lot more coming up. And with that, I bid you all farewell. I hope you have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, morning, wherever you are. And hey, if it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.